The 21st of July, Mars, Tuesday morning, 2026, Common Era, 2569, Buddhist Era. A reading from the Common Buddhist Text, Guidance and Insight from the Buddha. Chief editor of this compilation is Dr. Mahā-vacchagotta, otherwise known as Maha Brahma Pandit. We are currently in chapter 11 on monetistic and lay disciples and noble persons. We left off on the factors of stream entry. This passage describes what are elsewhere called for the four factors of stream entries. This is cited from the Saṃyutta-nikāya, volume 5, 407 to 408. Bhikkhu monks, a wheel-turning monarch, having exercised supreme sovereign ruleships over the four continents, with the dissolution of the body, after death is reborn in a good destination. In the heavenly world, still, as he does not possess four things, he is not free from hell, the animal realm, the domain of ghosts. Although, monks, a noble disciple maintains himself by lumps of alms foods and wears ragged robes, still, as he possesses four things, he is free from hell, the animal realm, the domain of ghosts. What are the four? Here, monks, the noble disciple is endowed with firm confidence in the Buddha, firm confidence in the Dharma, firm confidence in the Sangha. He is endowed with the virtues dear to the noble ones, unbroken, untorn, unblemished, unmolted, freeing, praised by the wise, unclung to, leading to meditation, concentration. And monks, between the abstaining from sovereignty over the four continents and obtaining these four things, the abstaining of sovereignty over the four continents is not worth a 16th part of obtaining these four things. This is the Rāja Sutra, Saṃyutta-nikāya, volume 5, 342 to 343. Now, those are the factors of a person entering the stream, or stream entry of a sota, sotapan. Now, if you would like to go further in sutracentral.net, it goes over and it has a lot of different translation of the Rāja Sutra from the Saṃyutta-nikāya. No mental pain in response to being in physical pain. This passage describes the non-returner who is free from sensual desire and aversion, and the Arihat. So the instructed noble disciple, being contacted by painful feeling, does not sorrow, grieve, or lament. He does not weep, beating his breast and become distraught. He feels one feeling, a bodily one, not a mental one. Suppose they were to strike a man with a dart, but they would not strike him immediately afterwards with a second dart, so that the man would feel a feeling caused by the dart only. Now, this is a passage on mental pain in response to being in physical pain. It's cited in the Sallattena Sutra, Saṃyutta-nikāya, volume 4, 209. Again, if those who like to go and look at the sutra, they can in sutracentral.net. But there's many other sites. The accomplished community. This passage, the Buddha affirms that he has far more than 500 in each of these categories. Arihat monks, Arihat nuns, non-returner, celibate laymen disciples, stream enterers, non-celibate laymen disciples, non-returner celibates laymen disciples, and stream enterer, non-celibate laymen disciples. Vacca, when a monk has abandoned craving, cut up it at the root, made it like the palm stump, done away with it so that it is no longer subject to future arising, that monk is an arihat, with intoxicating inclinations destroyed. One who has lived the holy life, done what has been done, laid down the burden, reached the ultimate goal, utterly destroyed the fetter of attachment to ways of being, liberated with righteous Gnosticism. Venerable Gautama. Apart from Venerable Gautama, is there any monk, Venerable Gautama's disciples, who, by realizing it for himself with direct supernormal knowledge, in this present life enters upon and dwells in the freedom of mind, freedom of wisdom, which with the destructions of the intoxicating inclination is without intoxicating inclination. Vacca, there are not only 100 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 500, but far more monks, my disciples of such a kind. Venerable Gautama. Apart from Venerable Gautama and the monks, is there any none of such kind? Vacca. There are not only 100 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 500, but far more nuns, my disciples of such kind. Venerable Gautama, apart from Venerable Gautama and the monks and nuns, is there any male lay followers? Venerable Gautama's disciples, clothed in white, leading a life of celibacy, who, with the destruction of the 5 lower fetters, will be reborn spontaneously in the pure abodes, where only non-returners dwell, and there attain final nibbita without ever returning to the world. Vacca, there are not only 100 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 500, but far more lay followers, my disciples of such kind. Venerable Gautama, apart from Venerable Gautama, the monks and nuns and the male lay followers clothed in white leading celibacy, is there any male lay follower, Venerable Gautama, disciples, clothed in white, enjoying sensual pleasures, who carries out this instruction, responds to his advice, has gone beyond the fetters of vacillation, so that to be a stream enterer becomes free from perplexity, gain intrepidity, and become independent of others in the teacher's dispensation? Vacca. There are not only 100 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 500, but far more lay followers, my disciples of each kind. Venerable Gautama, apart from Venerable Gautama, the monks and nuns and the male lay followers clothed in white, both those leading the lives of celibacy and those enjoying sensual pleasures, is there any female lay follower? Venerable Gautama's disciples clothed in white leading the life of celibacy, who, with the destruction of the 5 lower fetters, living a life of celibacy with the destruction of the 5 Lower feathers will be reborn spontaneously and there attain final nibbita without ever returning from that world. Vacca. There are not only 100, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 500, but far more female lay followers, my disciples of such kinds. Venerable Gautama. Apart from Venerable Gautama, monks and nuns, and male lay followers clothed in white, both those leading the lives of celibacy and those enjoying sensual pleasures, the female lay followers clothed in white, leading lives of celibacy. Is there any female lay follower, Venerable Gautama's disciples, clothed in white, enjoying sensual pleasures, who carries out his instruction, responds to his advice, has gone beyond vacillation, becomes free from perplexity, gains intrepidity, and becomes independent of others in the teacher's dispensation? Vacca. There are not only 100, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 500, but far more female lay followers, my disciples of such kind. Venerable Gautama. If only Venerable Gautama were accomplished in this Dhamma, but no monks, nuns, male lay followers, female lay followers, then this holy life would be deficient in that respect. But because Venerable Gautama, monks and nuns, male lay followers clothed in white, both those leading lives of celibacy and those enjoying sensual pleasures, and female lay followers clothed in white, both those leading lives of celibacy and those enjoying sensual pleasures, are accomplished in the Dhamma. This holy life is thus complete in that respect. Venerable Gautama, just as the river Ganga inclines towards the sea, slopes towards the sea, flows towards the sea, and reaches the sea, so too, Venerable Gautama, assembly with his homeless ones and his householders inclines towards Nibbita, slopes towards Nibbita, follows and flows towards Nibbita, and reaches towards Nibbita. This is cited from the Mahā-vacchagotta Sutra, Majjhima-nikāya, Volume 1, 490 to 493. And again, we could go ahead and look that up. And I will cite that here in the descriptions of what we just went through. And each individual could go ahead and look that up in Sutra Central. We will leave off there today on Chapter 11 on the basics of our common Buddhist text, guide, and insight from the Buddha. And we will pick up on Chapter 11 on Arihats.